Welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 67. We come to you from Bradley, Illinois, 60 miles south of Chicago. Obviously, we're a knitting podcast, some sewing, crocheting, whatever craftiness we're doing. Normally, well, I shouldn't say normally because we do a lot of them with Karen, but the majority of them are me and my daughter Alisha, sometimes granddaughter Olivia. This is kind of an in-between one, so for our regular viewers that have entered into the pattern giveaway from the last episode, that will not be announced until me and Alisha do it next Sunday. So, let's get some of the stuff out of the way. Shop news. Let's do shop news. We've been doing that lately. That way we can clear the way for Karen to show everything. All right, so
sorry, Mom.
I put some new bags into the shop this morning, actually. This is our geometric, I guess is what we ended up naming it.
It's cute.
It has the 2 pockets in the front. Now, this exterior is, and I don't know if it'll show very well, and of course, I'm colorblind too, but I believe it's like a cream tan with white polka dots. And it does have the 6 pockets on the inside. I only have 2 of these. I did not have a lot of that fabric. You're going to be the holder?
Yep.
Then we have this really fun bag.
Since I have to earn my keep, I've been told, or actually when I watched the episode before last, good help is hard to find. So I have to figure out what I'm supposed to do to keep my position.
You got to be Alisha. This one's a fun one. The knitting chickens. I had a customer actually request this, so I went ahead and bought enough fabric so I could pop a couple of these in the shop as well. Yellow with polka dots. This is the medium size, zippered, and it does come with the needle minder. I love this one. It's so bright and colorful, and then with it has the knit stitches behind the chickens. So I also have just 2 of those. Okay. Now this one is one of my favorites. I'm actually keeping one. It's a miracle. I don't have any of my canvas bags. Like I have not kept one for myself. I have sold them all. So I actually am keeping one of these. This is a beautiful fabric. This is a outdoor fabric, so it's nice and sturdy. It does have the 2 pockets on the front again, the nice long strap. It's white with white polka dots. And there is the 6 pockets on the inside. And this is a really big bag. I have 3 of these, but I want to show you guys what mine looks like. I tried to stuff it with some yarn, okay? I ran out of caked yarn though. But just so I can kind of show you. So I got her filled pretty good. And I had to just steal this out of some of this out of Olivia's cubby to do this. So 1 skein of yarn in there, 2, 3, 4. That's not it. 5, 6. Still not there. 7.
It's like Mary
8.
Poppins bag.
So this is, I wanted to do that so you guys could kind of get an idea of how truly large these are.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes like just seeing it on the podcast or seeing a picture of it really doesn't do it justice, because I've had a lot of customers that have received them and was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this was so big. This is great. So I figured that would be kind of a nice demonstration of how much you can truly get into one of these. And this is just, well, we called it our medium, I think, or whatever. I have one bigger, but I only do the bigger one occasionally, or for special requests for people that want like blanket bags, because it's big enough to fit a blanket in it for sure. So yeah, so
the way the bottom is set up, it really is
big
deep.
Boxed bottom.
Yeah, box bottom.
So just to kind of give you guys an idea of how much will truly fit into one of these bags. I stuffed my bag for you. So these are all in the shop right now. I do still have some pink canvas ones. The gray canvas is getting limited. And I do have some of the natural canvas ones as well in there. So just pop in there, check it out. It's Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. Okay. I will take those from you. We photographed these this morning and I put them all away and I had to take them back out. I'm like, crud, why'd I do that? That was kind of dumb. Okay, a Good Fingering Cal is going on right now in our Ravelry group. It goes until October 1st. Anything you knit or crochet with a fingering weight yarn qualifies. Doesn't matter how big, how small, doesn't matter. Pop it in there. Also make sure that you go to the chatter thread. Share what you've started, maybe share your yarn, because we do pull winners out of there as well. So that's that. We have a new pattern to give away. I think Amanda knew that we were going to be podcasting today. So we will also give this pattern away. We'll draw the winner next week when we record. So there'll be 2 winners. And this time it's the Owls of Life, and it's the Summer Sock this time by Amanda Ray Cole Designs. So I wrote at the top that we will pull the winner off of episode 67 for this one. And if you haven't watched episode 66, go back and watch it and enter to win this one. Just leave a comment below and that will get you entered into the giveaway for this time. We're just getting all this out of the way right now so I can put my book down.
Yep.
All right. Coupon codes. 736. Speaking of Amanda, so for Amanda Ray Cole on Ravelry, which would be for her patterns, if you use code KFB19, you get 20% off. If you go to her Etsy store for her hand-dyed yarn, she also does stitch markers, progress keepers, that sort of thing, which is Skyly Knits Fiber Arts on Etsy. Use the code KFB19 and you get 15% off that shop. The Tangled Skein CA, also she has bags, progress keepers, stitch markers, that sort of thing. Use the code K4B15 for 15% off. Whips on Sticks on Etsy has a code for 10% off, and it is KFB10. And I mentioned before, she has a club going on right now monthly for a self-striping yarn, and that will take 10% off that because I've used it twice now. Yay! Carrie of Showreel Studios has given us a coupon code, KFB20, and that's for 20% off, and you will actually see one of her yarns later. So that's the coupon codes. Cool. Alrighty. Karen!
Yeah.
You have any FOs?
Surprisingly, yes.
Alrighty. You want to start us off?
Work and school have been giving me a hard time.
Oh.
This one,
Moo.
nobody's really seen because I had not cast it on before. Well, you saw it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I saw it because I was like,
This
I think
was
you had that bag.
my driving vehicle.
Yes, okay.
Yep. And my Knit for Brains. So literally, I haven't taken my needle out. I just arrived back home today from my trip to Galena with my husband to celebrate my 50th birthday. So on the way up there and on the way back, I finished knitting this hat. It is the Stranger Thing hat. It is on Ravelry. Don't quote me. Wait a minute.
I was going to say, you have a pattern
I
in there.
have the pattern in here. Okay, so Stranger Things hat. I have the full. It comes with both written instructions and actual charted, I prefer the written. I was able to do the whole
child and adult.
Yes, there's 2 sizes, child and adult, and I was able to cross off every line as I went. Once I set it up, it was pretty easy to follow, as kind of intuitive in terms of the most part. I just really had to think about it when I first started, and at the end it decreases. Everything changed a little bit.
So about the time when I was going, Karen, where's the road I need to turn on? Detour, there's a detour. What do I do?
Right.
She has tons of fun traveling with me.
Oh no, we have a roundabout.
Oh yes.
She doesn't like roundabouts.
I have this thing with roundabouts, guys. I don't understand them. Like, I'm fine, and she will tell you if they don't use the terminology roundabout, I go right through it because I did that first time.
Yep.
But the minute I know it says roundabout, I'm like, oh, what do I do? They're not prominent in
We
this
don't tell her
area.
until after she's gone through it.
Yeah. Well, they're really not very prominent until I don't think I've ever hit a roundabout until like
the last month or so when we've gone to yarn trips. It's like, I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
So this yarn you've seen before is by Sweet Tea Yarns. Polycline Designs. And it's Black Cherry. I picked it up. It's her DK. Let me see. Darling DK, 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. There's 250 yards. I used this in the hat that I did in the previous episode I was in for the color work. So I used it for this hat, which, considering it's Stranger Things, I don't know if these cables will, there we go, will show up.
Did you get your bracelet on your trip?
I sure did.
It's very pretty.
So I just finished that and literally was again playing Yarn Chicken because I had already used it once before. And this is all I have left. So I was like, ooh.
I'm seeing that you're using zings now.
Oh yeah, I always have for my hats.
Have you
for my hats? Yeah, I always do for hats.
Okay.
For hats. And not for socks, but for hats.
And you like the zings?
The 16s, yep. Yep. Yeah, I
know a lot of people, like Alisha, can't stand zings. She doesn't like the tips on them.
I find I use certain needles for certain things. Zings I definitely use for all my hats. And then for socks, initially I liked the Hayas, the sharps. I don't have a problem with necessarily the way I knit.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't poke like what I do.
Poke a hole in my finger. But the problem with I have with those is I don't feel like the cable lasts very long before it gets a kink in it.
It's kind of a flimsier cable on those.
Yeah, it's that clear.
I think they'd be okay for like shawl knitting, that sort of, but not magic looping.
So now I've been using the Chigu for those. So that's my first.
I started with Chigu, but I've pretty much
finished.
Switched mainly to zings. Yeah. It just depends what I have available.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Sometimes that is the case. It's all in what I picked up.
I only have one finished object.
I only have one more too. So
well, perfect.
Yep.
All right. So I've shown these the last couple times. Biscotti yarn. It's called Laundry Day. Self-striping. And as you can tell, I always have quite a bit left just because I do short. No, I don't do true shorties, but I definitely don't do a full sock.
You got a lot of compliments on that yarn as you were doing.
Yes.
Knitting every time you've had that out.
How pretty it came out. So yeah, I finished those.
Nice.
They're perfect for me. Badoo.
They just need sparkle, and then they'd be really perfect.
That's okay. Well, and it was funny because I've not used biscotti before, and I didn't know if it was me or what, and maybe my husband's just thinks I'm crazy. Well, I know he thinks I'm crazy. But as I was knitting with it, it kind of has a different feel to it. And what I mean by that is when I was knitting with it, it was almost like it felt like there was aloe or something in the yarn.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
there was once I knit for a while, I was kind of like, oh, my fingers are a little slick.
Huh.
So it kind of has like a different feel to it.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. It was my first time. I have a skein, I think, somewhere in my stash, but Laura, the Crochet and Hoovian, had sent this to me. So, quite enjoyed it. Oh, my Knit for Brain sock blockers are from Knitting Left, who is on Etsy. Don't want to forget about her.
No.
Alrighty, what else you got?
Okay, my big project. Which I added a full, like, section.
Which
And
I
a half
told you guys she would
to.
have to.
I actually
really-
have where I was the last time we podcast. Let's see.
Came
It
out
was
so pretty.
being at this direction. So I was here. Here's my stitch marker there. And it is extremely long. I haven't blocked this yet,
It'll
washed
really grow, and it's going to really open.
but I ended up adding like a full, this top section is a full section that I added. So really I bumped everything up.
Do you have color catchers at home?
I went and got 2 boxes of color catchers.
Because with
And
this one,
I'm thinking about like 3 or 4.
I would
at
do-
least.
I would do 3 because that's about the same as what my color was on
Yeah.
mine, and it really bled.
Yeah. So the deeper color is a black cat fiber color. I don't know what the colorway is. I lost the ball band. And the other one, the whiter, the lighter white and blue, which is the one that I had the most left over, is Destination Yarn. And I know it was like one of her first Game of Thrones on the wall or something. You know, it's just both of these were fingerings that I used. So yeah, I took my son to Walmart and he's like, "What are we getting?"
Yeah.
I'm
So
like,
if you guys didn't
color
know,
catchers.
you can get
He's
color
like, "What
catchers
the
at
heck?"
Walmart. They come in nice big boxes
Yeah.
of them too. So
Yeah, I got a couple. I have several things I need to.
I had quite a stockpile because a lot of the dyers I purchased from actually send one with the yarn,
Mhm.
which is always nice. But
Yeah.
I did go buy a box as well,
So I know this.
which I had only put one in with mine like that,
Mhm.
and one was not nearly enough.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3 or 4.
Yeah. Better and more. I mean,
I
they're so
almost
affordable.
thought of just spraying it, just
Mhm.
misting it lightly too.
I did that with my shawl design.
But we'll see. I didn't have any of the black cat left. like,
Well,
It's
remember, I
much.
had the same thing with mine, but I knew you were going to need to add on to that to be.
yeah,
It'd be
Once-
comfortable and wearable.
once I
It wasn't
block it and
It's going to really
it
grow.
expands, I'll bring it back to
Yes.
show everybody.
'Cause it'll
Because
make a
I
big
do
difference.
plan to have that blocked before I go.
Because you
on a trip in
had
August.
to have added probably about the same amount as me because I
Mhm.
used all my one color as well.
Yeah, there had
So-
to be over like 300 or 400 at the time I was done. I was like,
Yeah,
one
it's
row
like it
would
takes so long.
take me forever. So that's it for my.
Okay.
Finished objects.
Before we go on to whips, we're gonna make Karen open her Christmas. Oh my goodness!
Christmas
I am
in July, are we?
Yeah, you're getting Christmas and birthday. Her birthday presents. You know why I was thinking Christmas was because I looked down and I saw it sitting there and I did not have birthday wrapping paper. All my wrapping paper is Christmas. But I had one that was just all red.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it'll work.
It'll work.
So
Out of all your discount wrapping paper that you purchased,
all I ever purchase is Christmas. Girl, I have enough Christmas paper to probably last me until I die. It is
That's funny.
stuffed. I can't help myself. Now I no longer go to after Christmas sales because it's like, no. And Alicia's the same way because she goes with me and yeah, we have a whole cart of wrapping paper. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, so it's actually not in a gift bag. I put it in the bag that you get to have. Just the fringe supply tote.
Oh, cool. Which everybody, I think, has possibly seen before.
I know. It's so
just
backwards
like the angle
sometimes.
of the camera there. Here, we'll put this down. Otherwise, it's going to be hard. Is there a specific order, like biggest to smallest, smallest to biggest?
No.
Okay.
Like I'm even
Like
gonna
you didn't
remember.
number these or
No,
anything. Okay.
no. And yes, I wrap like a 3-year-old. I told Brett, because he was in here helping with something, and as I was wrapping, I'm like, you better appreciate this. I hate wrapping. He helped with these out.
Oh, that is cute. Pair of socks. It says, "Do not ask about the stash."
He liked the
is
saying
cute.
on one of the other pairs, but like it didn't stand out very well as far as being able to read it. So he was like,
That doesn't work.
I'll make Brett go shopping with me. Moo's watching. She's like, what you got, Karen?
No, Karen wouldn't hold me on her lap anymore. She was ignoring me as I was.
Well, she wants to know
What I
why you're
kept
not in your recliner.
That's what I kept looking down at. Is that she kept. Let me make sure Moo doesn't hurt herself. Oh, that's cute. Another 31 bag.
You know I am
That
a
is
31.
Stripes on the inside. Yeah. I need smaller bags like this, notions and stuff. I don't have a whole lot of them. I have like one or two that I use, and they're like stuffed to the gills, and I'm always looking.
Well, and it's
All
nice
right,
to have
did I-
multiples where you can put them in
It is.
many project bags.
Oh, and more matches.
That's why I was kind of laughing when you were like, oh, 31. Yeah, you know how I go.
And I actually want to go with. That's cool.
Which I've actually,
finds.
I know, right? I've actually used this size for hat and sock projects.
It's pretty
I
good
use it as
size.
a project bag, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
And I used one when we went to Michigan. I had like my toiletry stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's kind of lined, so that you could use that for that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted one of these so bad.
I know. I ran out and got more fabric.
It was one of those, okay, if it's there later, I'll get it. Well, it was
you knew
gone.
it was not going to be there later.
It was gone. And as everybody knows, a lot of times we get a kick out of the whole llama thing because we can enjoy ourselves in Five Below for several hours finding everything in the store that's llama related.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I can make that one special for you.
Thank you. So wanted that. Thanks.
It's Altoid snow.
Good sheep. Oh, heck,
It slides. Okay, now these.
Oh, the heart ones
were made by Brett on the 3D printer.
Oh, that's cool. I can't tell, but they're heart shaped. Yeah.
And those are like some of my favorite stitch markers.
There you go.
And you actually got some of them before I did.
Ah! I see how I write.
Yeah. Oh, now we're into the good part.
Ooh, Southern Roots Yarn Co. I have never had.
She is new. Her mom told me about her on the comments on one of our podcasts.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was her first customer, and I'm like, oh, I think Karen would like this one.
Sparkle Slack Nebula fingering weight. 70% super wash fine merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. 463 yards. Yeah, that is very
very plump.
Mm-hmm.
So she is on Etsy.
Very cool. I like that. Now, is she in Illinois or just
I
Etsy?
don't remember. I will look and see what you're opening. I think I favorited her.
I'll do this first. Do the good stuff last because I know what the other good stuff is. Yarn.
Shops. Oh, this is also made by Brett. She's in California.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she just put up some new stuff. The glitter.
Oh, she's got wine-colored yarn.
Oh, that's pretty.
Uh-huh.
There's that. Let me go back to oops. Let me go back to the shop.
That
she
is
got some pastels.
cool. See the wine-colored one? That's the one I like. My eyes.
Yeah, she just put that one in there.
Looks like she's got, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Southern Roots Yarn Co. on Etsy.
Very
The lights just flashed.
Uh-huh. Can't see it, but it's like there's a texture from the printing machine.
Now these, I actually got one of these as well.
So you rated for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I will eventually on the...
that is really cool.
I will eventually on the stitch markers too. You just got them first.
I'm really impressed. I'm like,
yeah.
I was thinking, is she giving me lipstick?
Yeah, no lipstick.
Like, you know my colors.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Bad Penny by Showreel Studios. Stalwart sock. 75-25 superwash. 440 yards. Yeah.
Alicia's trying to call me.
Guess what? We're podcasting. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No
love,
problem.
love. Had a really good birthday.
I'm trying to wait for it to stop ringing so I can text Brett to tell him to see if she actually needs, if she, like, make sure it's not an emergency or something.
That is very cool.
Alisha. So what are you working on?
Okay. I got several things because when I finished with that shawl, that took, quite a while when it was getting really long.
Yeah.
So I figured if I cast it off, that shawl accounted for 3 projects. So I cast on several projects. One of them's barely cast on. Which is the Stranger Things cowl. See a theme. I kind of like Stranger Things. The yarn I'm using is Leading Men Fiber Arts. I found it in my stash. Those 2 contrasting colors. And literally, it's not really all that far.
Oh. It's not that far.
Nope. I'm just starting to get into the color work on that one.
That's okay.
And I don't have the ball ends on that.
Leading Men.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory enough, right?
It's probably on my couch.
Let me show a whip, because then I can work on it as I sit here. And I will try not to break my needle this time like I did last time. Remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I cast on a new pair of socks, and mainly I went with this one because this was one of the skeins I had to cake in half. He texted me, "Your mom's doing the podcast. You need something?" And then he goes, "Oops." I had to cake this in half to send half of it to Laura, the Crochet and Hoovian. So this is Crochet 1, Knit 2, and it is a self-striping Gilmore Girls, and it is Lorelei. Let me pull it out so you guys can see.
That's pretty.
So I bought this and I sent her half, and I have Luke's Diner coming, half from hers. I think Stars Hollow. I thought there's one more. I think she just bought the Chilton one too. So, I mean, I just started these, I think, yesterday. Something like that. But I think it's really pretty.
It's fun that you can share your yarn with other people and make it go further. Otherwise, I mean, how many blankets are you going to make?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and just like I was digging through, I was looking for something yesterday, and I found the leftovers of my self-striking Pac-Man Desert Vista Dye Works. I'm like, Laura, do you want this too? And she's like, oh, I'll put a square in my blanket. I'm like, no. I'm like,
there's
like
enough
60,
here.
I know, it might have been 70 grams left. Like, there was a lot of it left.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
because
send
it
that to her.
had matching...
yeah, the mini. I even had some left of the mini because I only do the toe and the cuff.
Right.
And my cuffs aren't really that big. You know. So, yeah, she'll even get that as well. So, and then there's been where I've given it to you as well, which I was going to mention to you. Well, you guys too. I'm not sure if it's still up or not, but she will have another pre-order coming up. If you follow her on Instagram, if she still doesn't. What's her name? Comfy Cozy Knitter that does the Advent, the ball of striping.
The 24 colors.
I ordered that, so we'll have that this year.
Okay.
And heck, I got that from Dawn. She knit a pair of socks. She sent it to me. I knit a pair of socks. I passed it on to Karen. She knit a pair of socks.
Yep.
So that really went a long way.
That was my finished object the last time was those socks.
Yeah, so I will give you my leftovers on those.
And speaking of leftovers, this is Freckled Whimsy that you gave to me, which I loved. The peppermint mocha. So I had cast that on and almost... And I'm actually thinking about looking for a different toe. I'm kind of bored with this toe. There's been a couple of people that have put the, I think it's called the umbrella toe on. As long as I can do it toe up. I'm a toe up person. I'd like to try a different technique than this. We got a lot of comments when we were, because we were both knitting our socks when we were up in Michigan. Sitting around on a stoop there in front of the yarn store. Several of them were like, you're doing 2 at a time.
Yeah, they were quite amazed by the whole 2 at a time
thing. The whole thing. And it's something they'd always wanted to learn. And so
and then they loved our yarn. Yeah. We're asking about the yarns because we were both working on self-striping at that time. How many more whips do you have?
2 more.
Okay, I have 2 as well, so I guess I'll take a turn again.
And
guys, can you believe this? It's been a week since I've seen you, and I actually have stuff to show. This doesn't happen very often. I won't say what's going to happen next week, though. I mean, I'll be completely honest. Okay, so you guys have seen this last few episodes, but I have been working on the sock arm sweater for Peanut, or Olivia. And I've actually made some progress. So
did you figure out where you... Last time I talked to you, she had gone too far and she had to back it.
Yeah.
And she
I'm using Cherry Pie Cottage, her fingering 100, colorway is Concrete. And then for the arms, Knit Night. Who was this by? Nomadic Yarns? I think so. I'm not 100% sure. That's going to be the sleeves. So, yeah, I had knit too far because, well, I can't read. And I believe I shared that with you last week. So, I'm getting pretty good at this. I used to, like, sit there and, like, tink back because I was always afraid of if I just pull out the needles and start, that I wouldn't pick up all the stitches or, whatever. Yeah, I'm getting really good at just ripping it all out. So, I just yanked out my needles.
Because you were going to take it back.
That much, yeah.
That's a lot to go back.
So I did just yank out my needles and go back. And then I Yeah. So, guys, look how far I am.
You could be done right now.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a tank top. So, I don't remember what my next step is. If I have to do something with this back, or maybe it's, I don't know. It could be the sleeves or the neckline. Probably the sleeves is going to be.
So that's all you have left is the sleeves and the
neck.
neckline.
And then I think I'm supposed to do some sort of mattress stitch or something with this. Because I did that with doing the smaller versions, you have the option of doing a, yes, I do remember now. I'm going to add a little bit of ribbing here and here. And then you kind of connect it together somehow. So you can have a button for the babies to get it up over their head a little bit easier.
A little easier.
Which really isn't a problem with Olivia because she has a very small head.
One of these days, her head's going to grow and you guys are going to be mad.
But, yeah, so, yeah, I made progress on that. Now, I did not work on my sweater because I'm waiting for DPNs to come because I'm on the sleeves and I didn't have the right size DPNs.
Well, at least you worked on a sweater.
Yeah.
I haven't touched either one of mine.
My F-bomb from Ann Tudor on there. Yep. Oops. Except for I wasn't even showing it to you, was I, guys? I've probably showed it before anyways, but... Okay, it does not want to work with me. There we go. F-bomb. What a thing to use on a kid's sweater, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty. Your turn again.
Okay. Barely started this one. Started all of these with good intention, and then school got in the way. This is called The Silver Leaf by Lisa Haynes, and it is on Ravelry. There's not a picture, I just have the actual. It's a shawl.
I'll see if I can look it up. You said it's on Ravelry.
Mm-hmm. And it's just going to end up getting bigger and wider, and then there's a band of leaves that go through it. So, not very far in that one.
Silver leaf.
The yarn I'm using, I plan to use, well, the one, this is the, I've shown before. I'm not sure which one's which, to be honest. Oh, no, yeah, this makes sense. This is Deep Dyed Yarns. And this one, and both of these are in sport weight. It's called Summer Berries. It's my favorite color, the deep plum.
Find everything. Who's it by?
Says Lisa, Hannes. Silver Leaf. There's several out there, actually.
Lisa.
It's all one word.
Oh, that could be why I'm not finding it. I put it as.
And you'll probably have to put shawl behind it because
yep,
there are like
8
different ones.
Found it. Let me see if I can bring the picture up. Maybe.
Yep, that's it.
I think I'll see if there's a picture of it found. Oh yeah, there's a good picture.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
We're having technical difficulties.
Laura does not work her phone. Okay.
And then the other color that I'm going to do the actual band with the leaves in is also by Deep Dyed Yarns. And this color is called Sturgis.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that a, Sturgis is a motorcycle event?
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Again, sport weight. They're both 320 yards, 80% superwash merino, and 20% nylon. So that would be a really pretty one that I'll be able to use.
Is it my turn again?
Yep.
All
Your
right.
turn. Isn't that neat? Things to go back and forth.
Alrighty.
Doesn't always happen that way though.
So I'm re-knitting just to double check all my
You're re-knitting.
yes. My shawl design, because I need to recheck all numbers and make sure I didn't leave anything out and that sort of thing before I type it up and send it to testers. I am using Honeybee Knits.
Look at this sparkle.
The blue is in the navy.
That is pretty.
And then the minis, I'm not sure. I don't have the names on them. She just kind of sent me like miscellaneous minis, and I'm just randomly, I just reach in and put in whatever. So that's the beginning of it, being reknit again.
So do you already have tests? I haven't watched the last pet podcast, so do you got test knitters already lined up for that?
I had two. I'm not sure though on the one.
Oh.
So, and it is going to have to be knit pretty darn
kind of quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it is for a Halloween advent. So, and so far so good. I didn't find no mistakes, but I did change this section down here because originally one of the cables ended up being like on the edge. And I'm like, that's not going to work. So because I moved stuff, needless to say, it moves other things.
Other things too.
So, but it's going really well. I did, I was almost done with this section here. And I did rip it out because I made a change and then I was second guessing myself.
I hate when that happens.
And I'm like, if I put a number down wrong, that's going to throw the rest of the shawl off. So I ripped it back.
Yeah.
And after ripping it back, I had it down right.
Of course. But if you wouldn't have, it would have been wrong.
Yes. Yeah. And it would have ended, and it would have thrown everything
That never
off.
fails.
So it's better to be safe than sorry. So, yeah. So I need to, this is what I'm going to work on tonight when we're knitting because I need to get it done.
Cool.
So there's that. That was my last one.
Okay. So I'd be a lot farther in this one. Except apparently I don't know how to read this pattern.
Been there, done that.
Yep. So this is the third time I've gotten to this section, and I realized after I read it, and I was like, I better count my stitches before I go and do the next row. And I did, and I was like, I did a U. I have almost double the stitches that I'm supposed to have. I was like,
it happens. Well, and that's kind of funny because weren't you the one, you and Laura both, when I said I have too many stitches, and you're like, how many? And I was like, 80 or 90, and you're like, how do you do that?
This is how you do it. When you read a pattern wrong over and over and think in your mind you're right. But luckily I caught it like
Karen,
right away.
Unlike me, rips it out.
Yeah.
I went and I reread it and reread it and reread it and went, no, I'm doing it right. We're just going with it.
Okay, so this is Hoagie's, what is it? Boy, am I brain dead or what? Hipster shawl.
Okay, I was going to say, do I have to look up something else?
You're like, why did I decide to do this with you?
Me and Alisha can't even pronounce names when we have giveaways. So, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, so this is, the yarn I'm using is from Fiber Story.
No, would you stop?
Kind of shadowed. There we go. Hand-dyed fibers and other yarn goodness. It's her core DK. It's called Emma. It's 100% superwash merino wool, 231 yards. And she's from Michigan. and she's at fiberstory.net. So I love the yarn. I really do love the pattern if I followed it the way it was intended. So this whole band section is going to get ripped back out. Again. So I know where I went wrong. And the funny part is the last time I ripped it out was because I didn't care for the way the cross stitches were laying. And I was trying to fix it, and I was like, screw this, can't fix it. So I went back, not realizing I was reading that part of the pattern wrong. So today, when I finished the hat in the car, I pulled this out again and was like, oh, all right, I'll go ahead and do this. I'm only supposed to have like 90 or something, like, I don't know, 80 some stitches, and I think I have 150.
Just as bad as me.
But at least I hadn't gone that far. And the pattern
I was near the end of mine.
Supply the stitches relatively often, so I do like that so that I can double check where I'm at. But I am bound and determined because I love the yarn. I love the color of the yarn. And I love the pattern itself and the way it looks when it's finished. So I will persevere on that one. Haven't touched either of the sweaters.
Oh, I was like, why does she keep shaking her head? My cable's getting her. She's been driving us nuts lately. She will not quit licking her little paws.
Oh,
like obsessively, and she will sometimes snort when she does it. It is driving us.
She like knows you're talking about her.
She woke him up at like 3:30 the other morning because she was laying against him and she's licking and licking and licking. And he nudged her and picked her up, moved her, and she just kept insisting on doing it, and it's just driving us insane. Not really sure why she's doing it, especially seeing that she usually gets a bath so often.
Yeah.
Although not so often now that we don't have her regular groomer.
You don't?
No.
Oh no.
No, she's working in a shop now in Indiana, about an hour away.
No.
Yeah. So I did find somebody to do her. Gave her a bath last Monday. Things went really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
But that girl only works like 2 days a week.
Oh no.
So,
yeah.
And this is a dog that really needs to have a bath once a week. One of her eye drops that she has to have on a regular basis is olive oil based. Yes, I'm making a salad on my dog's face. So it makes her look really greasy.
She smells really pretty.
Yeah. So, I think I'm just going to have to give her baths, like, in between bringing her to Sarah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll work out. I can't bring her to a corporate place, because she has special needs. They won't give her eye drops and stuff while she's there. They refuse to hand blow dry her. The one pet store, because I said she couldn't stay there too long, like an all day thing, because her eyes dry out, wanted to charge me $15 extra for an express service. I was like, really? But we're figuring it out.
Yep.
So, all right, we are on to stash enhancement, and I know Karen has some. I have a little bit, but I know Karen has some.
Some of it's because somebody enabled me when she messaged me. And I was like, I was trying to be good.
Okay, but how could you pass that up?
I couldn't. That's the problem. I was like, but I did behave myself. I don't know how bad you were, but I behaved myself.
You do know she listed more, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yesterday.
And I was actually waiting until I got home to figure out two of the colors was in pretty good quantity.
Yeah, she still has some in there. So we'll share with you guys. Happy Little Yarn, Amy. Hi, Amy, because I know she watches. Was doing a yarn de-stash. Some of it was Happy Little Yarns. Some of it is out of her personal stash. Not that she's going to stop dyeing or knitting or anything like that. She just had a lot.
Just spring cleaning in the summer.
Yes, pretty much. So everything that she listed, so incredibly affordable. It was so low that you had to buy something.
You just couldn't, like, yeah.
So, and of course, I had to tell Karen about it. And she's like, I'm trying to behave. And I'm like, but the pricing.
She pulled her leg.
Well, where else could you go and buy yarn for that price?
No, you can't.
You could not even go to Michael's and buy an acrylic yarn.
Well,
hardly.
some of it you can, but then you're getting acrylic yarn.
Yeah. I mean, not that there's anything against acrylic. There's a time and a place.
But you definitely can't get the quality of this yarn at that price.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we appreciate it because we took advantage of it.
Yes, we did.
And so some of these I have never...
Okay, so what?
Before,
once you are done showing Amy's, let me know, and then I'll show what I got from Amy's before you do the rest.
All right. So the first one is by northboundknitting.co. So I have no idea if these...
Okay, that looks like one I can't touch.
No, it's superwash merino.
Really?
Surprise.
It doesn't look like it would be. Like, it's got a halo to it. Like, it wouldn't be
It could be because it's been sitting a little bit.
Could be, or it's more of a rustic.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's very soft. 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere.
That would be an awesome hat.
10% nylon. Can you touch cashmere though?
Yes, cashmere. I'm fine with.
181 yards. This is called Fiery. And I got 2 of these, so I figured, hand gloves or
I see that as a hat for
definitely,
sure.
I was like 2 of the same color. This very like red color, and then did you see this color? Did you know I was going to get?
Yes,
it had Karen written all over it. So there are two kinds of colors that I'm drawn to. If everybody hasn't figured out that wine plum color, is like I love those colors along with the grays and the mauve-y colors and fall colors. So this is not a surprise. Have no idea how to pronounce this. Not even gonna.
Don't even look at me.
Try. Something design.
And there you have it.
The colorway is called Paprika. This is a 3-ply Aran weight. And again, 100% superwash merino wool, 180 yards. I got 2 of these. So again, probably hat and gloves. Or maybe a couple of different hats. Who knows how I'll combine it.
That would be beautiful in those cabled mitts that you did.
Yeah, because I think it'll still show some different colors, but it will really show the definition of the cabling. And then this last one I got from her is actually by Happy Little Yarn. You're laughing at that one too.
Because I know. Because I'm going through the page. I'm like,
this Karen will pick this color. It's called Crush. It's a 2-ply bulky weight, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It's 80 yards.
Well, you work a lot with bulky.
I do work with bulky. There's been a couple of patterns that I wanted to do. This has got some really neat speckling going on with it. It's more of a pinkish now when I look at it here. Sometimes in the lighting it almost takes on a peach tone to it,
definitely.
But definitely the darker magentas are in there, in terms of the other colors that are in there. So come stitches, I am going to look for a counter, like just a base color, either a gray or something, or a black or white. Before
you put that away in your stash, take a picture of it. That way you have a picture that you can really zoom in when we're at stitches.
Yeah. Because there's been a couple of different cowls, and they're not brioche. that do the contrast between the two, and I really like the way the stitch definition shows up, and it uses bulky weight yarn, so it'd be really quick. So that's all I got from CI.
Okay, from Amy, my first shipment. Is her yarn, Happy Little Yarn. Put all that up. And this is her fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Life is a Highway. I was just talking last podcast that I have a lot of fingering weight yarn, but not a lot of tonals.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that will pretty much go with almost all my yarns I have.
Yeah.
So got that one. Then I also got, which is hers, Just a Girl, which is another one I know I have a lot.
See, I love that color.
That would go with it. And I have some really pretty, like in that center section there, some of the wine colors and whatnot that would go beautiful with this.
Yeah.
So I got those. Then she put up another D-stash. And we actually ended up doing a trade. She had some fabric, and she sent me the fabric. I'm making her one of the new style bags out of it. And then me and Peanut picked out yarn. I was over babysitting Peanut. So this one is going into Peanut's cubby. She liked this one. It is by... It's missing stuff right now because I stuffed my bag with her yarn.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say, so which one's, I'm like,
it's this one down there, yeah.
Okay.
But I
which one's Peanuts? Because if it's that one, it's pretty empty.
No, I have it all in there. So this is Evil Little Goat on her Shimmy Goat. 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Stop. And it's called Porch. But Peanut liked that one. Just good taste. And then the second one might also go into Peanuts. And that is the Lemonade Shop. And it is on the Mighty Sock, which is a 75-25. And it's called Teenage Dream.
Alicia's had some of hers, and it looks really familiar but I don't think it's the same colorway. Because I know she loves her.
And then the last one is for Grandma.
Yeah, I could. Mm-hmm.
And it's Evil Little Goat and Tough Goat, 75-25. Danny Boy.
It's pretty.
So these three are going in my stash, and the other two are going in Olivia's stash, which her dad could not believe she has her own cubby. I was like, she does. She needs her own cubby, doesn't she?
Because when she gets yarn for Olivia, it doesn't count as her stash.
Well, not only that,
Olivia's stash.
I don't want to put it into, like when I buy it, I'm always like, oh, this sweater would be cute for her in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put it in with my stash and then have to go through and be like, which one was it that I was thinking of? So it's just easier if she has her own little cubby.
Yeah.
Let me show the one other thing that I got because then I'll be done.
Keep telling yourself that.
I
can't tell she's spoiled by grandma or anything. There's a reason. She's a very well-behaved baby.
She loves her grandma.
She was a trooper for our trip, I must say. Mama was too.
You have to admit, the minute I say something to her, she
does. I think I've convinced her that I'm Aunt Karen now.
Yes. Yes, she has. We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
So Stampin' Up, and I don't know when, it was quite a while ago, had a stamp set, a knitting stamp set, but it was retired. And I'd never been able to find it. Well, Brittany texted me the other day and was like, hey, my friend has that stamp set up on her D-stash. And I was like, what? Which, I think I have the ladies, because she has an Etsy shop. Let's see. I think it was in here, if I didn't take it out. Papercraft Studio Shop on Etsy. So she was doing a D-stash, and she had those listed, and Brittany let me know. And I went right over, got it, texted Brittany, got back, said, got it. She's like, seriously, that quick? And I'm like, I'm a professional shopper. Come on now. She just doesn't know how quickly I can order stuff.
Talk to her.
Yeah.
Pop up.
Sometimes my phone orders stuff and I'm not even aware of it, guys. You've seen how bad I am. I'm just like, cart, check out. I got it all set up where it's like boom, 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 boom. So I was very happy to get the stamp set, and I am definitely going to be making some knit cards. But guys, look how cute. I love them.
It's adorable.
Yes. So I'm very excited to have gotten those. And
to be able to personalize stuff regarding knitting, that'll be neat.
I think these will definitely get a lot of use. And I have a lot of like blank cards that I've gotten and stuff where I can, you know, make up like card sets and stuff. So that'll be really fun. Cool. Alrighty, you're up.
Okay, I have quite a bit, girl.
Alrighty, girl. You keep going.
Okay.
And some of this was not my fault, folks.
No, it wasn't. Well, you influenced me on I really have started to kind of get addicted to the self-striping.
Okay, well,
too.
can I mention something to you then?
Mm-hmm.
You might not appreciate this though. She's getting ready to show a Night Owl Fibers, who does have fabulous yarn. She just put on Facebook that she is doing a Halloween mystery striping set.
Oh lordy!
It's 3, and I know you like those colors. It is 3 skeins of self-striping.
Oh my!
So you might want to check that out, because she is not going to be at.
She's not going to be at Stitches. I was looking.
She's not on the list this year.
Because I was hoping.
She's been having some
health issues. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So this has been from a couple of months ago. It didn't really show well, I don't think, on her, but I actually liked it because the blues and stuff. And this one is from her Harry Potter 6. This is called Dragon Eggs, and it came with a little stitch marker. Yeah, the blue really pops. It really does pop in here, so I'm interested to see. You know, she does show really how it stitches up, but there's always a difference when you do use your own yarn gauge and stuff. Let me see. Let me do this first. Okay. For a birthday present for myself. Because, you know,
as one does,
you have to treat yourself. It's your birthday, right?
Yeah.
I went to the Rested Stitch.
I've been looking at these.
Yes, and
I want to see.
She's on Etsy, Rested Stitch, Etsy.com. I really kind of like that. Really sharp. And I bought, because I couldn't decide.
Well,
I got 3 of them. One. Yeah. Then this was the next one that I really liked. Really kind of looks worn a little bit. It's got a leaf on the other end. And the last one is a little darker. It's got more flowers on it.
I think my favorite's the first one.
Yeah. This one I had a heck of a time. I still do sometimes trying to get it to work. So
I think I need to end up getting one, because remember whatever event we went to and I wore a shawl, and like every time I bent over, the thing was like, I can't keep one on. Yeah. I can't wear a shawl.
Well, that's
so maybe that would help.
Yep. I wear mine a lot when I go for conference meetings and different business meetings and stuff. And so I want to be able to put a shawl on and not have to think about it.
You say I don't have business things like that. My fish don't care what I wear. I'm just saying.
Let's see. So when we went up to Michigan, I found a few things. Really kind of controlled myself pretty well.
And she can't blame any of this on me, because I was not near you when you were shopping.
No, because it was so congested in there. We kind of separated. And
I had to take the baby out for a little bit and go back in. And
so I do not have any tweed. Now I do. So I got Plucky Knitters. This is her
That's not
tweed.
Superwash, is it?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Actually,
'Cause
super
normally
wash
tweed-
wool, non-super wash.
I was going to say tweed.
Non-super wash viscose, so you can't touch this.
No.
It's called Ogre.
See, I love tweed.
And I know already what I'm going to do with this. Meganna loves green. It's her favorite color.
Christmas
and she
present?
lives up in Chicago, which is very cold. So I plan on making her a hat with this. So
see, I like tweed. I wish anytime I've seen tweed, it's never superwash.
I never realized it was never superwash.
If any of you guys know of somewhere that has tweed that is superwash, let me know. I don't know that it exists.
Again, on the bulky side, I went.
And again, in her colors.
Yeah. I was like, for the longest time, it took me, there was a couple of colors. I think it was probably maybe the day that we went. I would have loved to gotten some more DK. I've been going more
Alisha
towards.
was saying the same thing about those bright colors that they had shown, and they didn't have them there, and it is what it is.
So both of these are bulky by Plucky Knitter, 130 grams. This one's called Starlet, and this one's called Cornucopia. And they are 100% superwash.
That's what I was looking at, because those also don't look like they
really feel as soft as I think of as far as
it
superwash.
might
so I'm hoping
soften up as you knit with it.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
What are you doing with those?
I was thinking a cow, but we'll see. It's bulky, so.
Yeah.
And then I was gifted this.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, which I wanted to mention on this podcast. Sorry to interrupt again. She just reminded me because we met Amanda of Skyly Knits and Amanda Ray Cole Designs. I forgot to mention, and like I said, we were extremely tired by the time we were at the store.
Exhausted.
Otherwise, we would have thought to have gotten pictures with Amanda and also Cassandra. We met a viewer. And I forgot to mention her last time. She was the sweetest lady. Me and Karen had walked out to the car. And when we came back, Alisha standing there chit-chat with somebody. And I'm like, Alisha, are you making friends? And she was.
And it was Olivia that she recognized.
Yeah,
that was funny.
This always happens. Nobody recognizes me and Alisha, but they go walking past and they're like, wait a second, I know that baby. Because that happened to us at Greencastle, too.
Yep.
So that was kind of fun. Hi, Cassandra.
Yep. And she was there. That was part of her anniversary.
Yes.
Was kind of like a give and take. Her husband was getting to do things, and that trip was part of her side of the. You go, girl. That's all I got to say. So when Amanda came, she gifted me this beautiful yarn. Skyly Knits Fiber Arts at Etsy. Of course, we have the coupon for that, right?
Yes, we do.
This is her sturdy stock, 462 yards, 75.25 superwash merino, roses for mom, and spring green. Which those pink and green are always such pretty colors to go to. So I'm thinking maybe to try to do some kind of color work with this because I think that would be really pretty. But I don't know yet. We'll see. I could always do the way it's set up and do the matching socks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then my first ever.
I think we all got this.
Yeah, we all got this. The Pom Pom Pucker Tufts Lanolin Rich Hand and Body Balm.
Oh, I was going to ask, have you used it yet? But I can tell no.
Nope.
Alicia really loves hers.
I really haven't had the time.
We don't have time to put lotion on, guys.
No, it's just I set it aside because I knew
that we were going to
eventually we were going to, podcast. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait.
We're having a birthday celebration today. So she got presents. And then afterwards, we're going to order pizza and knit. And then she has something else, too. So for a special snack.
Does Brett hand deliver the snack?
Oh, always.
Of course.
then we'll give him a hard time. Remember last time I'm like, and bring napkins, and he brings napkins. I'm like, These aren't the fancy ones.
Yeah, they were the paper towels.
I didn't know that there were special napkins. I'm like, well, yeah.
Karen's here, so you got to use the special ones.
They're paper napkins left over from Alicia's, was it her
baby shower. Let's see. So this one, I've never heard of this, but I was looking for some other sweaters. So I have never heard of this designer, but this is Elizabeth Smith Knits Ramona cardigan. And what I really like about it is it's Aran weight. And it's going to be chunky. And even for my size, it won't use a huge amount of, but that's a very cute cardigan, I think, with the buttons down the front. And then I've got the Mountain Mist by Tin Can Knits, which I think I might actually get the book. I should probably do that. This will be pretty. And then I got Jody's ale hat, which I actually think I might use that green tweed to do it. Because I still look pretty.
I like the hat, but I personally am, just personal opinion, would do it all in one color.
Nah.
The different colors like that kind of bothers my OCD.
It's different though. I think for
younger people it would be great. Like I could see Megana or Alisha wearing it.
Yeah.
I would feel silly.
But do you really wear your hats? Anyway.
Okay, Brett. Okay. Now you really are sounding like Alisha too.
And
I didn't know you picked up so many patterns. Like we were both in there pattern shopping.
Well, it was actually at the same time you were patterning.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were in there at the same time. I had to go back in because I had to spend more money.
Yep. We negotiated.
Yes.
I gave you the cards so that you got the most, which was fine. By Tracy, and it's her Prairie Mitts. That's pretty. And then the last thing I got, which was definitely a splurge for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but you had to get one because I got one, Alisha got one.
Oh, yeah. Was Miss Brown's bags, her bucket.
And that's almost the one I got.
Yeah, I like the black and white grayish colors. It's just like huge. Of course I got the ends to go with. Huge. So
move. Nobody wants to hear you.
And that's it for me for all my goodies that I got since the last time everybody saw me.
We'll have more though. Don't you worry.
Yeah, because
we go to Midwest Stitches on Friday.
Next Friday.
So if anybody's going to be there and you see us, come say hi.
Yep.
I know Aridy's going to be there Friday.
Cool.
She already told me that. As you guys know, Midwest Stitches is my favorite event of the year. Even as we've added on events, it still kind of has remained my favorite one. Don't know why. I think it's the variety of stuff that they have, honestly. And I don't know if I told you or if you noticed, but did you see Mia Bella's going to be there?
I actually saw several new
well, Mia Bella
yarn
wasn't there last time, and I was upset because she's a beautiful sparkle yarn.
Right. What isn't she kind of in Chicago area though as Mia Bella? Because normally doesn't she do the yarn crawl? I think because that's like the same weekend.
I think it was. She might have done. No, yarn crawl is this weekend.
Oh, is it this weekend?
Yep. Do you not follow Yarn Hollow on
yes,
Instagram? Because they've posted about it all weekend.
But I thought it went through like next weekend.
Oh, yeah. You're right. It might actually go through next weekend. It started this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, and I think she used to do YarnCon.
Yeah, she did.
And she hasn't been at YarnCon.
Yeah, the only other one that I was disappointed that was not going to be there was Brew City. It's not going to be there this year.
I like their yarn. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to the booth the first time,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I bought quite a bit. I was like, oh, these are pretty, da da da. Then I think like the second or third time we went,
Yeah.
you know, on the next trip, it was like, oh, it's the same as last year. That was the only issue that I felt.
Well,
like
I'm drawn to their Halloween stuff that they had last year was really, of course, because those are my colors. So I was really drawn to those last year.
Nitpicks is not going to be there this time.
Oh, they're not.
They were not
Really?
listed.
Hmm.
Even as sponsors, I didn't
It
see
seemed
them.
like there was more rows.
Well, they only,
though. I don't know if the way they set it up was different.
Last year was their first year of being there. So,
It seemed like they did pretty well.
yeah, their booth was mobbed. Who knows? I mean, my favorite is Stunning String Studios. They're still in the exact same spot as we walk in. So right off the bat, boom, there goes half my money. You know, I go crazy in there.
I would like to see Destination Yarn this year. I don't think I ever got to see them last year. Year before I did, but I like their yarn. And I know you guys haven't, I don't think you guys have experienced their yarn yet.
Mm-mm.
But that was the yarn that I did with the Chrissy shawl.
I won't be going crazy. Because I did, like I said, I've gotten some D-stash. I have some yarn on the way. I also might have hit another D-stash. You guys will see it next week. I have a huge box coming.
Well, my thing is I've gotten to the point where I have so much fingering.
You have to be.
And like most of us, you know, ooh, I love that color. You know, I like.
And then you have that random
and you
skein.
have that random skein, and it's like, then it comes down to it. It's like, okay, so what are you going to make with it? How many pairs of socks am I going to have? You know, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, don't you wear socks almost every day?
I can't say I wear mine.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that kind of thing. And I've been thinking more of the sense of doing more DK and worsted just because it's so much easier to do hats and presents that way with the DK or the worsted and the heavier yarns. And it's a lot quicker to knit. That's for sure.
Well, and remember, that's a good reminder. Gift the Knits starts October 1st.
Yeah.
And runs through the end of the year. So
That is my favorite.
that's like one of our biggest ones for sure.
It always motivates me to do. It's like, okay, it started.
It's time.
You know? So I'm not.
And
then now that both my husband and my son will wear, as long as it's soft, will actually wear my hats.
Like we don't buy soft yarn. I mean, come on now, Karen.
Well, you know, before because I didn't feel like they were knit worthy.
Oh, they got it.
You know, they got the box store.
Well,
You know, and it's not always necessarily the softest stuff.
Some of it has come a long way, though. I have to say there are some pretty decent ones out there.
Yeah. There was one self-striping. I don't know what company that was. I mean, and that's like all they sold last year.
White Birch has self-striping.
Who were they by? I want to say they were by Erin Lane Bags last year.
There's two of them off the top of my head that will be there that has self-striping.
Yeah.
White Birch. I can't remember the other one now. And I have one of theirs too. I can't remember.
Yeah. And the nice thing is too, is that when you're at events like that, there may be a little bit of markup probably to justify what it costs for their booths. I don't see it for the most part. you get away with not having to pay for shipping.
Most of them are tried and true, like
Yeah.
what they would sell it on their.com is what they sell it
Pretty
for
much.
at the events.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've noticed, like Stunning String Studio, they have amazing prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, how? But then their booth is huge.
It is huge.
And they move a lot of product.
And it's not just that they have kits either. Because I mean,
their yarn is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, and they have loads and loads of
Stitch
knitting
markers.
accessories, stitch markers, and scissors.
I bought a ton of stitch markers last year from them.
And all that stuff.
And they're the fandoms.
Mm-hmm. Just, styles of just, like you said, fandom stitch markers that are specific that you don't always necessarily see.
Well, stitch markers can be one of those things that's hard to purchase because
sometimes the cost of the delivery is higher than
what
the
you're
actual.
paying.
Yeah.
So you pay $3.50 for a progress keeper, and then you're paying $6 to have it mailed to you.
Right.
Yeah. And they had them made up really nice in like the little clear. They had some in clear containers. They had some in metal containers, and then they had them all marked. Because they had like Doctor Who. They had Harry Potter. Because I bought a few of them for Alisha. I remember they were really nice sets and very affordable too.
So have you talked to Olivia to find out how many skeins of yarn she wants?
I have not. No, last time I babysat Olivia, she was busy helping me pick out yarn. And then I had gotten the new Mary Maxim catalog. She loves looking through there. And she's actually picked out a kit from there for a little dress. Picked the colors too. So I actually need to order that at some point. Yeah. She gets what she wants. Hey,
So
Alicia's kind of the same way.
yeah, she does. Yeah,
You know how I am with her too, so.
but it helps her.
Yeah.
In terms of being able to have things
Stop it.
that she wouldn't spoil herself.
Yeah.
Now they have a baby now, so that costs quite a bit. So you have to consider that into their budget, and that can really dampen a yarn budget a lot. So
For sure.
and that way you're buying something that she'll love, want, and use.
Yeah. Well, I don't know lately. She's had a bad week, she said, as far as knit-wise. She hasn't been able to really do much of anything this week, so. But she's also doing summer camps this week for work, and yeah.
Hopefully when she gets to the point when she can actually feed Olivia food.
She is giving her food.
Oh, is she?
Limited. She started off with one of those things that you put it's a mesh bag.
Uh-huh.
And it has like this handle thing on it, and basically they suck it to death. So
Uh-huh.
she started on bananas, but the thing is once you start one food, then that's all they can have for 4 to 5 days to make sure they don't have an allergic reaction.
Oh, okay.
So she had bananas. She's had applesauce now. I thought there was something else she had. So like she's starting.
But it's still going to take her time because she was going to use that book that you got her, right?
She actually made some applesauce.
Did she make some applesauce?
Yeah, with apples and whatnot.
Homemade applesauce is the best.
And she froze a bunch of it and whatnot. So she is starting, and I told her now's the prime time as far as like being able to get stuff done and knit and that sort of thing, because Olivia is now to the point that she will lay down with her toy thing.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of entertain herself for a while.
Herself a little bit,
And she's staying up for longer, where and she'll do that sort of thing. The problem being is that time is gonna be short lived because
you go into the next stage.
She's already rolling over.
Yeah.
And kind of getting up.
Mm-hmm.
So crawling will be next, and then it's all over. Little does she know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was just over
Then
there.
you're chasing them around.
That's when you put the playpen up. That's when you I hate to say cage them, but you cage them.
Yeah.
Nothing like
So
play
they're safe.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine that they're crawling around and whatever when you're there,
Right.
you know, and you're not in the middle of doing something. So, although Packer will pretty much probably herd her.
Yeah.
He's like
pretty,
right by her side
yep.
all the time. If she starts crying or anything like that, he comes running. He lets Alisha know, like she can't hear her, but you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be good. Yeah, so I'm actually excited for Stitches.
I always am.
Just because there's been, like I said, there's several people that are new this year.
Oh, did you see Knitting Notions is going to be there? That one that I got the cotton yarn from in Greencastle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be there. Yeah, there's some few new ones, a lot of returning ones. It's always nice because it's not very far for us.
Yeah, and considering drives, other than YarnCon, which I know you guys don't usually do from yarn trips, this will be relatively short.
Yes.
Because it's shorter than going to Greencastle.
Oh yeah. A lot shorter than Greencastle.
So we've already figured out we're either going to go to Ruby Tuesdays or...
Well, I got sad news for you.
It's closed.
The one in Schaumburg is closed.
Of course it is.
There are some
Quiznos.
that are kind of up that way. So basically, but I'm not sure like
How
as far
far?
as,
Yeah.
So basically, when we're up there, I will do Ruby Tuesdays near us and see what the closest one is.
Yeah.
So if at all possible, I will get you and Alisha to Ruby Tuesdays. And if not, we will call Quiznos and make sure they're still open.
Go on shifts and
Now,
get the croutons.
there is, and you can look at the comments on our last podcast that me and Alisha did. One of our viewers told us that there, and I think she called it by name, there is a knockoff recipe for Ruby Tuesdays croutons. So that might be something.
Because I know it's rye bread.
You might want to
and it's
check
got to
that
be
out.
like butter and garlic because it's like toasted. You know that's what it tastes like. But they're like soft and chewy at the same time, especially if they're warm. They had to bring a whole new batch out, and I don't know. I didn't watch the last podcast. Because I told everybody, school has really like kicked my butt this time around. Considering it's summer, it really has. So I haven't watched podcasts.
She'll get caught up on everything tonight.
I haven't even watched Stranger Things, the 3rd season yet, because me and Chuck, my husband, we like to watch it together. And I will binge watch. He won't. So there's always a trick of, his schedule and my schedule. He doesn't stay up late. I stay up late. So, those two things I haven't been able to do yet. And I haven't even watched the last one. So I didn't even know if you guys talked about the whole crouton thing.
I think we did, yeah. Yeah. She'll get caught up on podcasts tonight while she's over here.
See, that's what we do.
That's kind of our thing.
That's what we do.
And I made sure I haven't watched Cozy Up Knits yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've saved a few. Stop. Although, if I've watched them, I just rewatch them with her anyways. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So always excited to just sit, knit, and be able to watch podcasts. But I went up to Galena, and there are a lot of curio shops, and I did buy myself for my birthday. I got this little bracelet, which is pretty. I think it might be hand painted, but I'm not 100%. There wasn't really a. And then I got myself one of those magnetic rings to help. I got those things for myself, and then me and my husband, we got some wine, but you darn tootin', as on my way up, I'm like, yarn shops near Galena. There is not one yarn shop in Galena. I was kind of like disappointed considering it was a little, cutesy. In the area, there are a lot of cutesy curio shops, artsy stuff. There's some art stores, several art galleries. But I would have even thought, because the area is very farm, you talk about Hills Girl.
Were they worse than the Michigan Hills?
My ears were a-popping.
We talked about that last time, that the baby's ears were popping. And
I was like, holy cow. And at one point on our way home, they were doing construction. So then it's like, you got that rough grooved underneath, and you're going down these hairpin turns and going around, and I'm like, I'm surprised there wasn't one of those truck brake ramps that you saw, because I was like, they were steeper than the ones in Michigan. Wow. And I was like, okay. But considering the area is so, what I would consider farm and a simpler life, that those things like quilting and sewing and cross stitch or yarn or just all that kind of thing would be popular. The closest one was Dubuque, Iowa.
There's a lot of areas that just don't tend to,
which I got that in Galena itself, downtown Galena, it's very touristy. But I would have thought at least on the outskirts, maybe, possibly. But that,
you're like, it could be at somebody's farm. I don't care. Just give me.
I was really kind of disappointed. I'm like,
Well, you could check out that D-stash again and see.
I did last night. I was like, After Chuck went to sleep, I was like, I wonder if she put something new on there, and she did. And I'm like, debating on whether or not to,
Yeah. So, all right. I think
that's a lot.
Probably good, and we're gonna go celebrate some more and do some knitting and some podcast watching and have my husband wait on us and all that good stuff. So, make sure to leave a comment, enter for the sock pattern. Also, you can go back the last episode and enter for that sock pattern. We will announce both on the next podcast. Make sure, as always, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Gets us out there to more people then.
Good Fingering Cal.
Yes. Get involved in the Good Fingering Cal. We have quite a few finished objects already in there. So that's really fun. And people are chatting. And because some of our regulars, which it's great, they put their finished object in the finished object thread. But then they also put it in the chatter thread, which is nice because then you can actually comment, oh, beautiful yarn, whose is it, or, what pattern did you use, versus if you just see it in the FO chat thread,
right.
If they've not given any information, you don't get anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's nice too. Plus, you get another chance at winning something. So, and as always, the more items that get put in there, the more people that participate, the more prizes we end up sending out. It's just the way we work things around here. And it makes it more fun.
It gives everybody more of a chance to be able to win, which is nice.
Yeah, rather than having, 200 entries and only one prize. Yeah. It's kind of discouraging. So sometimes I'm just like, I'll look and I'll be like, there's like 1,200 in it. I ain't even going to bother.
Right.
It gets to a certain number and I'm like, I'm not going to be that lucky person.
Exactly.
So, all right. We will see you. Well, I will see you guys next week. I almost said in 2 weeks. Wow.
Throwing everything off.
Yep. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.